Hey dancers, Trinity here, and welcome back to my channel. Today, I am going to be talking about the questions, the solutions, and the actions. Stay tuned if you want to learn more. What I meant by the questions, the solutions, and the action is that so many dancers have some of the same questions, but not only just the same questions, like I can tell, and even if you just look around social media, right, whether I'm on my threads or my Instagram, a lot of dancers are thinking the same things, right? Sometimes I'll post something like earlier today, I reposted or quoted someone's thread that was talking about your portfolio needing to be together because it's super important. Your portfolio, it's like the knock at the door, somebody opening the door, right? Before you can cross the threshold, right? So I quoted that and I was like, dancers, listen up, ear emoji, like your artist portfolio is numero uno. That's what I said. And so when I saw that there were dancers, just agreeing with it and it was resonating with them, I'm like, why does this keep happening? Dancers resonate with things. Even sometimes, like I go on live and some of the dancers have some of the same questions. I mean, not everybody even lives in the same country or the same state. Especially with my Instagram platform, I have influence with that platform in different countries and different regions. And so it does not matter where they are. They have some of the same questions. And I'm like, okay, those are the questions. And then I put out the answers, but then we have to talk about the action. You have the questions, I have the solutions, but then we have to talk about the actions. Why aren't dancers making the necessary steps for their dance careers to thrive? Why do dancers, or why would dancers rather, just from me observing through social media interactions, why would we rather have all these questions, have these kind of concerns, resonate with them, but don't take the necessary steps to correct them? And here's my big word, implement them. Why not? Why aren't we implementing these things? I don't know what it is. Or maybe I do know what it is. Social media has turned the pursuit of dance as a profession into something that is become very gimmicky and commercialized. And what I mean by commercialized is not the genre of commercial dance, but I mean like very like glitz and glamoury and, oh, let me just go viral, or let me just get a nice dance pic and post it. But it's like you have questions and there are answers for you, but no one can do the implementation for you. No one can do that. And so, I just always find it very interesting when I am, putting things out. And I know that when you're starting a business, some people say, or most people say, it can take a while. It may take a while for it to gain traction. I know at the beginning, it was very important for me to gain the trust of my growing community, even people who would just see my content in passing. And it was always and still is a passion of mine to share my expertise. But just like anybody else, people have to know that you know what you're talking about. And then they have to know that you know based off of your own life, right? And the things that you share. And so that's why I'm always just trying to be, as transparent as I feel necessary on these social media platforms. But I'm just always like, the answers are right here, but there needs to be implementation. Like I remember, what was it? We're now in January, so maybe it was in October. I auditioned of 2024. I auditioned with Robert Battle. Just moment of silence real quick. That was one of my favorite auditions. I think that takes the cake at number one. And then my second favorite audition was auditioning for Watershed Dance Theater. That was just everything. But I remember us going through class, and one thing Robert said, right, while we're going through warm up is that, oh, well, these days the dancers, they want basically the leg up, and they want to do all of the things. And it took me aback because I'm like, I be talking spicy like that too. Like, I feel you, Robert. I feel you. But essentially, what he was saying is like, that's not all that it takes. Now, this is coming from someone, amongst other things, to be named in his resume, who was the artistic director of the Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater for 11 seasons, and then had his own career as an artist, professional artist, dancing artist before that. And he he actually made a little joke. It was like, it's just not all about that. Like, you need to have something more. And he said, well, I had the leg, I had all that stuff, but you still need something. And facts. But this is why I emphasize to dancers that you need more than your technique. If you're harping on being the best dancer in the room, guess what? There are a lot of best dancers in the room. If you're harping on, oh, I did this perfectly, but you're not touching the people in the front of the room, it's like, what are we doing? So that is why throughout my dancer resources, it's like I talk about those things and I teach dancers how to implement those things, but first how to cultivate it within themselves. So for instance, if we talk about the Timeless Dance Gems course, I'm talking about your professionalism and how your professionalism is not just you following rules, but it's also how you conduct yourself. And then you start to realize how you conduct yourself makes you stand out and puts the right eyes on you. And then you realize when that begins happening, you are put in rooms, situations, opportunities that allows you to either rise or retreat. And when you choose to rise, there you are climbing the ladder. That's just one example, right? Even in the course, I talk about cultivating, maintaining, and stewarding, or creating also relationships in the field. Not every relationship is going to be, like 5 stars, like you guys continue on talking for years and years. Some are just for the moment, but there are others that you have to be mindful of cultivating. You have to be mindful of stewarding. You understand? And so, yeah, that's why I just love giving this stuff to dancers, because I think a lot of dancers see things like in black and white. It's like, okay, I want to be a professional dancer. I can hit the step. I can be a professional dancer. I mean, that's totally fine. You can definitely take all of your talent, go into a room, audition. People have been doing it for years and get booked, okay? But my thing is, I want you to lean in. We want to build fulfilling, sustaining, mindful, world-changing careers. Now, if you just want to be a dancer, you just want to, that's all you want to be, then fine. But I am talking to, and I create for the dancers that want to do that and more. You know what I mean? Sure, any dancer can benefit from my dancer resources, my course, my products, services, any dancer, because the things that I put out are very high quality. And the thing is, it's in such high demand because no one's giving it. No one is giving it from the perspective that I'm giving it, being in the industry, having the ears, the connections of, and the influence of literal dance legends, right? And then funneling all of that into easy to follow, easy to implement, easy to digest information. So it's like you need these things in order to stand out. And what's so beautiful about it is that when you begin to ingest, why do I keep saying ingest? ingest high grade, top tier. It's like when you get the good vitamins. Come on. It's like when you get the good vitamins, that thing has the ability to really, really absorb really, really good. It's like when you get the good vegetables, the good produce, okay? You got to eat that thing and it's going to do what it needs to do. It's going to do what it needs to do. So when you get high grade information, high grade knowledge, it does something for your confidence. So that's even a big one, I've had more than a few dancers talk about how even after training in 4-year institutions, like, I don't think I have the confidence, I need to boost my confidence. I need to increase my confidence. What do I do? It's not rocket science, and it's not something that you can just press a button and turn on, which a lot of dancers think they can do. You're not just going to pop up into a room, a big room, as I say, for example, with, very important people in the front of the room, and just kind of turn on this thing and just be like, and people can spot that phony from a mile away, or that lack of maturity, right? But it's in the cultivation of the full artist that confidence grows. It starts with your focus, because if you're not focused, you're not going to feed the things that need to be fed that helps you to stand out. But before it helps you to stand out, it gives you that confidence. So you walk in heavier, okay? Your chest is a little more lifted, not in arrogance, but because your focus and your confidence has risen really, really high. What's crazy is, one day last week, I was talking to my community on my Instagram stories about 3 main things that I felt like dancers have been talking about they want to improve as it relates to their professional dance career. When it comes to the top 3 were, what were they? They were self-branding. The second one was industry relationships, and the third one was confidence. And one of the pieces that I gave them on confidence is that everything I just told you, you got to have your focus. You got to focus on building the things that need to be built, cultivating those things and learning to implement them, because when you do, it builds up the confidence from the inside out. You don't get confidence from people bigging up your head, from you going into every place feeling like, oh, I'm the best dancer in the room. Honestly, people who put that burden on their shoulders to be the best dancer in the room is often a dancer who burns out the quickest, and often a dancer who can be thrown off by any mistake, by anything somebody says, by anything somebody does, because you've put yourself on this pedestal and you've put so much pressure on yourself. But a good dancer, a mature dancer, a dancer who's aware, focused, has clarity for their career, and they have greater confidence, they know that it's good whether they make a mistake or they're not, or they don't. They know it's good. You know what I'm saying? And those type of dancers also are the ones who bloom into artists because they remain teachable. That's another timeless dance gem that I break down in the course. And it's so funny because when I was talking about the confidence piece, I go on Facebook and there's an old interview with Kobe Bryant, and he's saying the exact same thing. They were like, how do you come out on the court and you just, y'all know, Kobe was my guy. How do you come out on the court and you just got this confidence and you just are balling? And, Kobe's just like, it's focus. Like, it's not a rocket science. But if you don't know where to place your focus, then you're not going to attain it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I also often say that one of my missions is to kind of bridge the gap from those, to bridge the gap from those dance legends that whose shoulders we're standing on to, now, like bridging that gap, like who's going to be the next Arthur Mitchell, Judith Jamison, Alvin Ailey, the next Linda Celeste Sims, who's going to be the next Camille A. Brown, who's going to be the next Mel Tomlinson, Eartha Kitt. We can name so many people. Edward Valella, Finest Zhang. We can just name so many people, right? Maria Tallchief, Julie Kent. You know what I'm saying? Like, who's going to be the next Misty Copeland? Like Carlos Acosta. Who? Who's going to be the next? And it's like, although all of those people grew up in different times, there are still fundamental things that they carried. And it may have manifested in different ways, but it was there, and it never ever quits, and it will never ever fail you because they're timeless. Those concepts are timeless. I literally, if I just went through the dance legends I've been so graced to sit in the room with, to talk with, to glean from, they didn't say things that were just like, oh, so out of space. They said things that matter, right? It resonated with me because I've always had a very strong opinion about what it took to be a professional dancer since I was in middle school, right? But they said these things and it resonated with me because I've always been the dancer and the student who was willing to go that extra mile to walk the line of those timekeepers of the flame, of those legends, right? But because as time goes on, the value starts to dissipate, dancers begin to become more enamored with fame, glitz, glamour, being booked and busy, but not really having any essence or core to them. So that is the basis of, what I coach dancers from. I'm so incredibly grateful to have started this business. I'm so committed to it. I'm really, really grateful that God gave it to me. Truly, I can say this is the brand. I'm telling you, the Dance Career Coach is one of a kind. It is the business. It is the international network. It is a well of inspiration, and the person, me, Trinity, your girl, aka the Dance Career Coach. And that's just what it is, dancers. That's just what it is. Man, TED Talk me. TED Talk me because y'all. And that's why, like, one of the reasons why I just try to keep myself encouraged, like even with trying to build up my platform, trying to build up my Instagram, build up my threads, build up my credibility, build up, just the business side of it in general with getting dancers or clients and things of that nature. It's because I'm not new to this, I'm true to this. Like the things that I share on my platforms are things that I have been talking about within myself or my journals, or I've had these thought processes since I was a college freshman. That's when the real deep thought started to, bloom. Since I was a college freshman. And so, I'm just putting social media to it, and I'm just putting content to it, and I just put a business to it, and, all of those things. So we're out here doing the work. I was about to say the work of the Lord, that and work for dancers. And so, yeah, connect with me. Make sure you are on my email list so you can get exclusive updates and also, perks, some perks that, Instagram does not get, like when I release codes and whatnot, and just new things that I put out. And then you also get my newsletter, Dance Career Coach newsletter. Also, I'm on a road to 500 subscribers at first, but we hitting 2K. 2K by when? I don't know, but let's hit 2K as quickly as I can on here because I really, really, really want to touch dancers all over the world. And especially those dancers who may feel like, man, it's not even worth it to pursue this, although it is my undying passion. I'm going to show you how to do that. And you're going to have a dance career that you do not have to pivot from, that you do not have to change because your passion has died out, but one that can have longevity, one that can cause you to become more visible and valuable, and one that will cause you to just really impact the industry for the better. All right, guys, you want to learn more information about me? Look at all of the links in my description box and just peruse, take your time, and check out my dancer resources. And until next time, you already know what time it is. I absolutely love being in this space with you guys. And until my next video, happy dancing.